So I've been called to do it this way for a reason, but all I got on this paper right now is progress, no matter how small. So celebrate. Congratulations. Okay. Today is December the 13th, and while I was trying to figure out what this message was going to be, all I had was the date, 12/13, and I was like, you know what? That's growth right there. That's a succession of things. And then I was called to, I don't know, get on camera today, so we'll see what that's about. But there is progress happening in our lives that I think sometimes we're not noticing, or we are expecting bigger changes, and that can keep us from almost celebrating the little things. You know how they always say celebrate the small wins, but you know, if you don't even notice the small wins, you won't celebrate them. Or I know for me, I do notice the changes, but they don't feel big enough for me to say congratulations, because now they always say congratulations. Like, I'm waiting on the big thing, like, oh no, this is too small. So if you ever felt like, you know, what you're doing is not enough, the progress is not enough, it is. Because one step in front of the other, one day at a time, that creates momentum that you don't see, seen and unseen. And a lot of times it's happening within you. The changes are bigger within you than they are outside of you, but we're waiting on these big outside changes, when it's like, well, hold on, even if I might kind of still acknowledge that there's little changes happening externally, but how the leaps and bounds that I've made as a person, that you've made as a person, is incredible. From one day to the next, from 1 week to the next, from 1 month to the next, from yesterday to today. You know what I mean? And when you look back at the end of this year, you're going to be like, dang, you know, it didn't feel like a lot in that moment. It didn't feel like a lot from January to February, but from January to December, of course, you can see it's a lot then. But understand that these little steps, these little moments of change and growth is so important. And no matter how small it is, progress. And I want us to get more used to celebrating and understanding that momentum is building, and there is indeed forward progress. So before I even, this might be short, y'all. I don't know why I was told to turn the camera on, but I was thinking about the momentum part, I think. And so I was thinking about, what the heck? I think I got a package, y'all. I mean, are they throwing my package outside on my front door? Well, we'll see. Is that a message, y'all? Package delivery. I am expecting a package today, but the way that sounded like they just threw it on my doorstep was crazy. I don't like that. I wrote it down though. Okay. So no, my first example was being in a car. I don't know why I'm about to start drawing, because I'm not. But if we are looking at like our movement, and let's say we're going like, this is us in the car. I'm gonna do the draw like that. And we're literally going this way. Let's say we're going this way and we're going 65 miles per hour. And then there's a car beside us that is also going the same direction. I don't know why I'm drawing different things, but whatever. And it's going, let's say it's just going 60 miles per hour. Now, when you are right beside that car, or like you're coming up on that car, it doesn't feel like you're going fast in relation to the car, because you're literally only going 6 miles per hour more than them. Does that make sense? We're getting into the math. I know if we're talking about something, the slope y equals mx plus b, I know we don't want to go there for real. You're like, math was not my strong suit. It was mine, but I know that's what y'all are saying, right? But I'm just saying, in relation to them, you might not feel like you're going that fast. And even the thought of, let's say they were going 70 and they're going past you. Do you know, like when you were a child, and let's say you were in a car that was still, and then there was another car that was going forward, you felt like you were going backwards. Okay, so I guess there's two things. If you're going slightly faster than what you think you should, or compared to somebody else, going only slightly faster, you feel like it's slow. Okay. When in reality, that's not true. Or like, that's not true. I don't know. You are actually moving. You are moving 65 miles an hour. That's pretty good. That's pretty fast. That's pretty good. But when you comparing it to somebody who's going a little bit slower than you, you might not feel like you're going that fast because y'all both going kind of fast, but you're just going barely faster than them. And I'm not gonna say it's slow, but it doesn't feel like you're not zooming, that's for sure. And then the opposite would be if you're thinking that things around you are going so fast, everybody else going super, I don't know why I want to say it like that, super fast. It feels like you're going backwards. Like you're going backwards. And what does that do for momentum? What does that do for your manifestation? What does that do for your desire? If you're looking at something that's actually moving forward, like there's growth, but you are, let me draw my little stick figure. This is so funny, y'all. You're thinking like, dang, I'm what? Tell me what y'all be saying. I'm stuck. Sometimes you feel like you ain't going nowhere. But if people are going, okay. We have several scenarios, because if you're going the same speed as somebody else, this is just, I know this ain't making sense. This ain't making sense, but I want you to think about like you're driving in a car and two cars are going the same speed. You're looking at them and you're not feeling like you're going fast because relatively motion wise, it feels like y'all are not, nobody's going fast, nobody's going slow. You're going the same speed, so it doesn't feel like anybody's progressing or going backwards. If they're going faster than you, you feel like you're going backwards, and that's like, dang, I'm going backwards. And so if you're claiming that you're going backwards or you're stuck, it's not moving. I'm stuck. I feel like I'm taking one step forward and 3 steps back. All we're doing is making these claims, and that could end up changing our actions. Matter of fact, not even changing, sabotaging. Oh, look at it. We're not even on screen no more. Sabotaging. Lord, we don't want to sabotage because we feel like things aren't moving. When did this turn into a lesson? I don't know, but I'm kind of liking it. This might be what I do from now on. I don't know. We still gotta figure out what this package delivery is. We might just ignore that, But if you can stop claiming that, hey, I'm not moving, I'm stuck, I'm barely going fast enough compared to what I think I should, compared to other people, or I keep going forward, but I keep taking 3 steps back. If you just stop all that and actually say, I'm always moving forward. I'm saying growing and moving forward. My seeds are always sprouting. And here's the thing, even when I can't see the sprout, I know my seeds, my roots are growing underneath, right? So a lot of the times it's internal, but if you ignore all the internal growth and you also claim that the external growth is not fast, it's not good enough, you're actually not moving, you're just creating a loop where you create more of the same slowness, okay? And you won't be creating that momentum. You won't be creating that increased slope where, well, actually, I think you want to think about it like this. So say your momentum was here. Hopefully we're understanding. And then suddenly do I want to go downward or the other way? Let's actually go the other way. Let's say the slope was kind of flat, but there was little growth. There was little movement. And the more you focus on that positive movement, it's an exponential increase. And it goes up and up and up and up and up and up and up. And sometimes it'll plateau, and that's fine. Don't freak out. Because it's going to still keep going up as long as you say, nope, it's still moving. We're still going up and up and up and up and up and up. And suddenly the slope of your curve is going to be so crazy that there's no denying that you're going fast, that everything's accelerating. But we have to practice celebrating. We have to practice celebrating here. Okay? We have to practice celebrating when you're going 65 and they're going 70. You got to still practice celebrating when y'all going the same speed, when you feel like it's kind of stagnant, but still celebrate anyway, because there's internal growth that you might not be seeing or allowing yourself to like celebrate. And things can look the same on the outside, but have significant change on the inside. But if we're stuck looking at the outside and everybody else and comparing and then sabotaging, we're never going to get to the place where what am I trying to say? We're basically saying we need to train ourselves to see the momentum. Okay? And so that would mean acknowledge the progress that you're making in whatever it is. It could be a relationship that's getting a little bit better every time, right? One day they said one little cute thing. The next day they decide they want to hold your hand. Then the next day a little smooch on the cheek, right? That's progress. It might not be as extreme as you want it to be, but it's progress. You know, maybe you made a couple dollars here, a couple dollars there. Right? Day one. Matter of fact, we got cent going. We got 50 cents. Oh, you can't see that. I keep doing that, y'all. Okay. Then the next day it's $5. Then the next day it's $10. Then the next day it's, we gotta double it. $20. Double it and give it to the next person. Then it's $40. Then it's $80. And then eventually that's the same type of thing. But like I keep saying, if we're treating 50 cent like, oh, that sucks so bad, blah, 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 you know, I can't, it's going to take you way longer to get to the increase. But that's because what we say, what we think impacts things, right? And so all I'm saying here is let's be aware of how we feel, what we say, what we think our progress is, and understand, like, yes, even the little things are progress, okay? Hype it up, hype yourself up. Say, oh, congratulations to me. And even do things to prove that you're celebrating. Sometimes it's like, I'm going to go get some of my favorite food because I'm going to celebrate my $3 I earned on my little business. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, let other people congratulate you. Maybe that's why I got a delivery. Hey, good job. You did XYZ. You were bold and you decided to turn on the camera today. I don't know. It's something bold. I'm used to doing this. I just haven't been on in a while. Anyway, it's like, oh, well, sometimes the universe is going to congratulate you. Are you going to ignore that? Are you going to like say, oh, no, I don't deserve it. You know, I didn't do good enough. Oh, no, it wasn't that big of a deal. Take your package back. Oh, no, keep your congratulations. Oh, no need to thank me. Oh, I don't need no congratulations. It wasn't that much. Anyway, I like my drawings. Hopefully that made sense. That was kind of fun. But this whole thing started from like 12, 13, and that's what today is. And there's progress, no matter how small. So celebrate. That's your task. Even though it's like, well, who are you to tell me? You're right. I'm just somebody on the internet. But my goal, I have the best of intentions, and I speak on things that I've been guided to speak on, and that is my purpose. So whether you're listening or not, I hope it resonates, and I hope it reaches you when it's supposed to reach you. And if you made it this far, definitely hit that like button and let me know if this makes any sense. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that needs to be said. It's really just about that energy that you stay in, right? Even if it feels silly to celebrate a little win, that some other people might look at you and say, what you celebrating for? And it's like this really minor thing, celebrate it anyway. Get used to celebrating the little things. I know that's something I need to work on. Instead of just looking at something like, I should have had that. I should have been there. I'm actually behind. You know, I made one step forward and I'm 3 steps back. I'm getting out of that mindset. So I know if I need to get out of it, there's somebody else that needs to hear this as well. And just practicing that energy of celebrating all the little things. And it can be harder than you think, you know what I mean? To hype yourself up. Treat yourself. Stay on that hype train. Look, nothing wrong with the hype. Hype it up. I don't know. I'm thinking about the balloons. That's a balloon, y'all. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Release them. I'm just doodling now. Maybe I should turn some music on and just let you watch me doodle for the rest of this time. Nah, I ain't gonna waste your time. But where your attention goes, energy flows. That's the big thing that I'm learning. And the more momentum you can acknowledge and see, then the more that's going to affect your actions, right? A lot of times we stop because what we see, we feel like we're not seeing anything. We're not seeing the growth. We're not seeing the sprout. We're not seeing the progress. So that stops our momentum. That keeps us from keeping on going. So keep going. And so the more you can like hype yourself for the little things, then that's almost like a self-motivator. Keep going. I love it. Keep going. Keep seeing, keep acknowledging the forward momentum. Let it fuel you forward. Don't look around and see how, they're going just as fast as me. That means I'm not going fast enough. No. Blinders, not blinders, but blinders when you can't see everybody else. You just focus on your own growth. Because comparison is a thief of joy. And it will make you self-sabotage. And we don't want to do that. Okay? So I'm going to leave that right there. I'm going to stop yapping. I hope this resonated and I hope this helped. Progress is happening no matter how small. So celebrate. Because now they only say congratulations. Worked so hard, forgot how to vacation. Well, hey, you about to remember how to vacation. I know that's right. Okay, y'all. See y'all next video. Bye.